Appreciate you tuning in. This is our first podcast through our Educational Support Services information on our 2020 vision, on navigating the shift of distance learning, and on making sure that we are celebrating all of the changes that we've had to take on, but the amazing work that's occurred in our district as well. So we are overjoyed to be with an incredible group of teachers who are here to share with you their experience so far in distance learning as it relates to positives and challenges and grading scenarios. So before we get started, we want to make sure that everybody is introduced so you know who you're talking to. We have K-12 representation here, and we'll go ahead and start with Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Stevens, first grade teacher at Alamos.
And Corey?
Hi, I'm Corey Anderson, 4th and 5th grade combo teacher at Vale Elementary.
I am Mike Ricks. I am a middle school 7th grade math teacher at Vale Ranch Middle School.
And we have Annette with us.
Hi, Annette Bonaventura from Gardner Middle School, language arts teacher, working with students, EL population 6 through 8.
Awesome. And Nathan.
Hi, I'm Nathan Wolf. I teach English 10 and IB English to our seniors here at Great Oak High School.
If you guys want to just kind of go around in that same order and think about one word that you could use right now that would best characterize your experience with distance learning.
So for me, it's very uncomfortable, which I'm slowly becoming more comfortable, but initially very uncomfortable. But that can be a good thing to get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
I think so far it's just been very interesting in many, many ways. So I think interesting sums it up.
I would agree with the interesting. I've been teaching close to 27 years, and for me to come into a situation like this, I'm very grateful for some of the technology that we have nowadays. I think being aggressive and using some of the technology through my career has really helped me feel, as I would surmise it, as being prepared for this in a way.
I think I'd go with enlightening. It's been an experience of, I miss my classroom. I miss my interaction with my students. There's always been a big push for technology, but now it's a little bit too much. So it's finding that right balance in education.
Yeah, I'm not too far off of that enlightenment there. My word was revealing, meaning revealing my own strengths, my own weaknesses, but also that of my students and their own willingness to learn under circumstances like this. It's in a positive way, but very revealing of maybe where we can do better.
I think we as an ESS team would concur wholeheartedly, and we know that several of your colleagues throughout the district have had several examples that really reflect what it is that you've just shared as to their word to describe distance learning so far. We'd like to just kind of branch that one word out a little bit further and just take a moment and ask you so far, what have you observed that's a surprise in this distance learning experience so far?
I feel like I have a lot more two-way communication going on with my families. In traditional school, I'd send out my weekly email blast. I wouldn't hear too much, but getting a lot of back and forth communication with parents. And it's a good opportunity for me, to answer their questions. And a lot of times we think, oh, I've laid it all out and it makes perfect sense. But then you start getting that feedback. So I feel like that's been a good thing as far as me having the opportunity to maybe educate parents a little bit as far as our curriculum or what the expectations are.
All right, thank you. Corey?
I think for me, I've really observed with my students that they are amazing problem solvers. And so any issues that we've had technology wise or an assignment not working or they needed an extra page, I've been really impressed with their ability to just make things work. And also with their ability to be advocates for themselves. I thought that I would be getting a lot more parent emails, and I've actually been very impressed with my students reaching out and emailing me or sending me questions and just speaking up for themselves. I also think, though, that this has been really amazing. I've really learned a lot about my teams, and being a combo teacher, I'm working with 2 different grade levels, and I've just been incredibly impressed by everyone's willingness to really collaborate and work together and kind of divvy up the workload. And so that has been really, really nice.
I'd just like to piggyback on that with Corey on being able, the idea of how the kids are just really amazing. on how they have responded with the technology. I mean, for me, one thing I've noticed is that the kids still want to be engaged with us. They want to come in and do some of these activities. They want to play. They want to talk. They want to have fun. The biggest encouragement I've had to the kids when they have the camera on is, hey, I'm saying to myself, you have a really nice bed head today, and I think with the technology, it's really enlightening for some of the kids, and they're having fun with that. And then also about the collaboration with our teams. I know that at our site, our math department put together our own Google Classroom just so that we could interact with one another with, hey, I found this, I found that, sharing this, sharing that. And has brought out this enlightenment of a deeper collaboration through technology. And I think that's been an interesting growth for us.
Absolutely.
And mine goes right back with what Mike was saying about that interaction. I was surprised about how much the students really miss that collaboration and that communication that we've embedded and worked so hard to bring into our classrooms with Common Core. And as we've opened up classrooms and meets, it's happened, but not to the caliber that we had it when we were in that traditional setting. So finding more ways to really keep kids engaged and interactive and continue their growth has been my biggest surprise.
Yeah, and just, man, to echo the same thing that all of us have been saying, the students have just really, for the most part, stepped up to the plate here. And that's what makes our jobs easier. I just to be more anecdotal about it, my first period on day one with my sophomores, who I was a little skeptical about, I'll be honest, all but 3 students out of 38 joined in. And I was just so impressed at their dedication. Now, that's not to say it's remained that way, but it was a really great encouragement for me to see that. So that surprised me, just their excitement, their genuine embrace of maybe the opportunity to do this, to go through this together.
I would say, Nathan, I would be very sympathetic at your level because I would worry a lot about apathy,
Yeah.
at that level. And it's just nice to hear that that's occurring at the high school level.
And that was my sophomores, not my seniors, who I haven't talked about yet.
I just believe that the sentiment that you've echoed about having greater connection through intentional meetings with each other is powerful. And it is one of the reasons why our kids want to keep connecting in order to gain their education. And that personal relationship that they have with you, as well as others at the site, is imperative for their desire to want to continue in that learning experience. So I do believe as well that that's an amazing outcome out of distance learning, and one that is not anticipated. And it is a surprise for many with the connections made. And then I love, Mike, how you said that your team is creating their own Google Classroom to have a space with which to be able to share ideas and continue growing yourselves with technology, because you as teachers bring the best PD that we could ever hope for and anticipate as you work with each other to see what this model is going to look like.
We kind of laughed when Jimmy told us, he asked, when are your PD meetings? Like, when are you meeting together? And we all said, would you like to see the text thread? Like, we have PD all day long.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what will make Jimmy happy is if you all start wearing Chiefs jerseys.